away, days burn, disintegrate, years roll along and fade. Don't let them slip away. Right here, right now, today. These are the good old days. Right here, right now, today. Hey, these are the good old days.
In the 1980s, it seemed new action figure lines were coming at us faster than we could handle. There were some that would do so well they'd be in the action figure aisles for years and years, releasing a large amount of figures, playsets, vehicles, and stapling their place in pop culture history. There would be others that would last simply one wave, here and gone, fondly remembered. And there would be some that would just last a couple. Kind of a middle-of-the-road success story. And one of those action figure lines was Silverhawks. Silverhawks, based on the TV show of the same names, were intergalactic space cops that were cybernetically modified to be part bird, part metal, part... They were metal men that flew with bird wings, and they were awesome. I remember just a commercial seeing the man dive through the Silverhawks logo and becoming a Silverhawk blew my mind as a kid. Now granted, looking back with adult eyes, the playability of these toys wasn't great. But boy, was the show cool and were these figures stunning. So today we're going to take a look at Quicksilver, the leader of the Silverhawks, and see if we can't get him back on the shelf.
So here is our Quicksilver figure. You can see he has some missing chrome on his leg, his back, and arms. His face as well is a little bit scarred up. You can see there's some paint's been chipping away. Now his logo on his chest is intact, so that's great. But the rest of him kind of looks a little rough. So we're going to do what we can. Now his action feature works, so that's great. But we want to get him back on the shelf. So it's tough with these figures that are chrome, so I'm going to try something new. I bought some of these chrome paint markers off Amazon. They were like 16 bucks for this box of 3. So we're going to see what we can do with them. Now before I just attack this Quicksilver, I wanted to do a test. And so I thought, what could I do that would be test-worthy? And in the unproduced Wave 2 line of Sectars, it was going to be a silver Spydrax. And I happen to have an old Spydrax kit around, so I thought I'd give him a try, and it turned out fantastic. So now that I have a custom Sectar I can add to my collection, let's take these chrome markers and see what we can do with Quicksilver. And as it dries, it gets a little more shiny, but you can see there it's covering him pretty great, and this Quicksilver is looking better than he has in years. Now the next thing we're going to do is just take some of this flesh-colored acrylic paint, and we're going to touch up his face with all those battle scars. The 80s chrome was hard to get to stick to stuff, and it was also hard to get paint to stick to it. So, all things considered, that looks great. It does not take much to touch these old figures up. This is going to look fantastic. So now that he's looking good, the next thing we gotta tackle is his wings, which were like a material that was painted silver, and they looked good, but they didn't stand the test of time very well. And I was racking my brains what the fix could be for this. So I went for a walk down the Dollarama aisles just to see if I could be inspired by anything there, and lo and behold, I found in the craft section this metallic silver faux leather in a bunch of different finishes and textures. And there's one tucked right in the middle there that I think is going to be perfect. So what I'm going to do is just pull it out there. Yeah, I think that's going to just do the trick nicely. And so let's take our Silverhawk Quicksilver here and just see if he lines up and looks good next to it. Yeah, I think that's going to be great. So the next step is to go into PowerPoint and build a template for what the wings would look like. So here's a picture of some vintage wings. I'm going to make a template up and then bring it over to the Cricut design space and cut it out. have it designed and put in the design space. We're just going to use the Cricut to cut it out. And once this thing does its magic and cuts out the design we made, we should have a set of wings that's going to fit really nicely into his back. And if all that went well, we should be able just to peel up our wings. And there we are. Look at that. And those should fit right into the back of Quicksilver. Now that the wings are done, we just need to design up some hand clips and a back fastener to keep the wings on them. And now that those are designed up, we're just going to print them off. And once we have them printed off, it's just a matter of fastening them to the figure itself. So there's the back plug, and here are the wrist clips here that are just on the raft. So we'll pull them off the raft and put them onto the figure. We should be all good to go. So just put those on the wrist, and then fasten the wings to them, and then put the back plug in, and we should be ready for the shelf. There he is, wings in place. And let's just make sure his action feature works with these wings in. And boom, he's off to save the day. Fantastic.
So there you go, there's our restoration of a Quicksilver SilverHawk. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. I think that he looks stunning. I think that his chrome looks great. And I'm very, very happy to have my first Silverhawk in my collection. If you had as much fun as we did today, if you liked what we're doing, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, share the video, do all the YouTube stuff, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video.